Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like something about the world just doesn't sit right? Like the rules don't quite add up? Or that reality itself might be off? You're not alone. And you're not crazy. Because today, more and more scientists, philosophers, and thinkers are exploring an idea that sounds like it was pulled straight from the pages of science fiction, the simulation hypothesis, the theory that we are living not in a physical universe, but in a complex digital construct, a simulation. And it's not just the dreamers and conspiracy theorists saying this. Respected scientists, people who live and breathe numbers, evidence, and rational thought, taking it seriously. Let's start with the words of Neil deGrasse Tyson, a man who has spent his life peering into the mysteries of the cosmos. He once said, and I quote, "I think the likelihood may be very high that we are living in a simulation. It is easy for me to imagine that everything in our lives is just the creation of some other entity for their entertainment." It's chilling, because the more you think about it, the more plausible it becomes. Now, let's think about our own trajectory as a species. A few decades ago, our computers were barely powerful enough to run simple, pixelated games. Today, we have entire virtual realities, hyper-realistic AI companions, simulations of entire cities, and advanced generative models that can create worlds, voices, and people that don't even exist. Imagine where we'll be in just 100 years. Now imagine a civilization that is 1,000 or even 1,000,000 years ahead of us. If they could simulate a universe as detailed and complex as ours, would they? According to Professor Brian Cox, it's possible. He says, if you believe it's possible to simulate consciousness, and you believe a civilization will get there, then the logic follows. The number of simulated realities would vastly outnumber the one original base reality. Let's break that down. If one advanced species in the history of the cosmos could create a single simulation, they would likely create many. Perhaps millions. In that case, the odds that we are the one original reality, and not one of the countless digital copies, are statistically microscopic. This is not a glitch in logic, it's a statistical probability. A cosmic lottery we most likely did not win. But let's shift gears and dive into the cultural lens of this idea, because it's not just science exploring this theory. Art, cinema, and literature have been sounding this alarm for decades. Take The Matrix, one of the most iconic sci-fi films of all time. Released in 1999, it told the story of Neo, a man living an ordinary life who discovers that everything around him is a lie, that the world he knows is actually a simulation created to pacify humanity, while their real bodies are harvested by machines. But The Matrix is more than just an action movie. It's a philosophical epic, a spiritual parable, because Neo's journey from disillusionment to awakening mirrors the journey of a religious figure. In fact, Neo is essentially a digital Jesus Christ. Let's look at the parallels. Neo is born again, emerging from a womb-like pod in the real world. He is prophesied as the one, the savior, who will liberate humanity. He performs miracles within the code of the Matrix, stopping bullets, flying, resurrecting the dead, and ultimately, he sacrifices himself to save others. He dies and is resurrected. Sound familiar? The directors, the Wachowskis, didn't hide these themes. They drew heavily from Christian mythology, Gnosticism, and Eastern philosophies. The Matrix itself is the illusion, the Maya, the false world. Neo's journey is about peeling back the veil and seeing the truths just as spiritual seekers do in every major religion. In this light, simulation theory isn't just science fiction or philosophy, it's theology. It's the modern expression of ancient questions. What is real? Who controls reality? And can we break free? Now, let's revisit the science. Elon Musk once said, "There's a 1 in billions chance that we're in base reality." Think about that. He's not saying the odds are 50/50ths. He's saying it's practically certain we're in a simulation. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. If we're in a simulation, why are we here? Is it entertainment for some higher being? A research experiment? A test? Or is this our own doing? Could we be in a recursive loop simulations within simulations created by our descendants? And even if this is all fake, our relationships, our bodies, our histories, what if our experiences are still real? What if the meaning we create matters just as much in a simulated world as it would in a real one? Because here's the thing. When Neo discovers the truth, he doesn't spiral into nihilism. He doesn't throw up his hands and say, "Nothing matters." No, he fights harder. He reclaims his agency. He becomes more human than ever before. Simulation or not, he chooses love, sacrifice, and freedom. And that is what makes him divine. So what if simulation theory isn't something to fear, but something to empower us? What if it's a call to wake up not just from a digital dream, but from the dull routines of modern life? To see through the distractions, the noise, the programming? Because maybe we are Neo, each of us. Maybe we're not here to prove the simulation. We're here to transcend it. So I ask you this. If this is all a game, what kind of player will you be? If reality is code, then love, courage, and truth. Those are the hacks. That's how we rewrite the system. That's how we win. As Morpheus said, and I leave you with this. What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. So maybe reality isn't about what's out there. Maybe it's about what's in here. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to wake up. Thank you.